So you're in quarantine and you don't know what to do. Do you know what to do, Cowboy Josh? No. I didn't think so, he never usually does. But I've got you covered. There is hope.
There is hope.
Here are the 7 books that I recommend that you should quarantine to. But if you love stories, books, films, or any other kind of stuff related to that, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And I'll keep you updated with future videos. Oh yes, baby. So the first book is The Hobbit. I could read it over and over again, probably, and I wouldn't get bored of it. And if you think about it, if you're in quarantine, then you're kind of stuck at home and you want to escape. And this is the perfect world to escape to, the most detailed, the most well-loved world that has possibly ever been created, Middle-earth. It is a children's book, and that's probably why I like it. But then again, aren't we all just children? Anyway, my second suggestion is the trilogy, The First Law. If you want a change in perspective, where you're not always following good characters, where you're following characters that are actually quite selfish and quite evil in their own way, then I would recommend The First Law, because it makes you think about whether you yourself are actually good, you know? Whether you're selfish or not. It follows 5 or 6 main characters who are all very different, but aside from everything else, it's just pure entertainment, and I recommend it. The third one is Mistborn. Now, I've finished the first book, almost finished the second book, and I can't wait to read the third book. Brandon Sanderson is a storytelling genius, and the stories, the characters, the plot, all intertwine together, weave together to form an incredible, long, engaging story. The next 3 books focus more on productivity, and all of them I've really found very useful, and I've found lots of information that I didn't know. So the 4th book is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is the first audiobook that I ever listened to on Audible, and I have to say that I made an incredible choice. Every single habit basically makes you more effective in life. I really found the last habit to be very useful for me. It is called Sharpen the Saw. This basically means that you should sharpen yourself. He said, imagine a person who's cutting down a tree with a blunt axe, and he's been cutting down the tree for 5 or 6 hours, and he still hasn't managed to cut it down. And then a guy comes up to him and says, why are you cutting down the tree with a blunt axe, man? Why don't you sharpen the axe? And then you'll be able to cut it down faster. The guy who's cutting down the tree is like, man, I don't have time to sharpen this axe. I need to cut down this tree. And the man who's looking at the guy who's cutting down the tree says, I mean, come on, you just need to sharpen the axe. Exercising, having a healthy diet, or reading are all things that can sharpen yourself, and they'll enable you to do everything else much more effectively. And in the long run, you'll spend much less time doing these things that you need to do to be productive, such as working or studying. You'll spend much less time doing these things if you have the habits that enable you to sharpen yourself. The 5th book is Deep Work by Cal Newport. Now, this is especially perfect for quarantine because a lot of people are spending a lot of time alone at home with a lot of time on their hands. So if you have the time, even if you just have 1.5 hours every day, you can use that time in deep work and create something that is
amazing, unique, and that has never been seen in the world before.
Whether you're a writer, film producer, or even a computer programmer, anything to do with knowledge work, if you use deep work to do these things, then you can create things that are unique and have never been seen in the world before, and that are highly valuable. Deep work has enabled me to progress much further in things like filmmaking, writing, and studying for my exams. The 6th book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. You've probably heard before that you should just build good habits and break bad habits so that you can be the best version of yourself, do the things that you've always wanted to do, be basically healthy, happy, and handsome, and successful, and everything.
I am successful, I am powerful, I am handsome, I am happy.
But this is not more of the same stuff. It enables you to actually enjoy the habits that you're doing that are hard. If you think of something that is hard for you, that you want to do more, this book will help you to enjoy it more. One of the things that I found especially useful was the concept of temptation bundling, which is where you combine something that you want to do with something that you need to do. I actually enjoyed running this morning because I was able to combine it with something that I I love doing, and that is listening to music. It sounds so simple. It seems like common sense that you should listen to music while you're running, and a lot of people do that without thinking about temptation bundling. They just listen to music while they run because they enjoy it. But it didn't register in my mind until I read it, and you can apply it to a lot of other things. For example, I sometimes play video games while I'm listening to an audiobook in the background, and that actually helps me to focus more on the audiobook, and it helps me to enjoy the experience much more. The 7th book is by far my favourite book. Oh my goodness, this book.
I've saved the best to last once again.
Billionaire Boy. Oh yes, you can see that there. This is, what a book. It has a place in my heart right here where it will always stay. I'm proud to say that I enjoyed this book just as much as all the other books that I've mentioned. Thank you, David Walliams. I'm not going to spoil anything else in the book, but it's just pure joy. And it's so amazing. Grab it, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Just buy it. Just buy it, okay? Just buy it, okay? I highly recommend reading any of these books in quarantine if you're feeling bored and you just want some pure book goodness. All of the books are linked in the description. I hope that you enjoy them as much as I did. Give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. See you soon, ladies and gentlemen. Have a brave day. Yeah. Bye. I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Goodbye.